My dear brothers and sisters, today, October 4th, and it is Friday, and today we celebrate the feast of Francis of Assisi, a very excellent priest, lay brother, and also a committed and dedicated toward the cause of the poor. And its life is so inspiring that even after 1,000 years, he is still very much appreciated and wanted by millions of people. Today, my dear brothers and sisters, as we reflect, we know that he comes in 1172, and at that moment, he comes from a very rich family, a businessman who had plenty of money and property and things alike. So when he was working as a soldier, but as he was really fighting, he was somehow the other caught by the enemy and put into prison, and that made him really suffer. Then when he was released, he was also sick for a few months. But when he really reflected during that sickness on his own life, he felt that this type of life, a rich life, is just useless. Because when he had come from his trip as a soldier, he was on a horse and he saw a very poor man and like a beggar, and he just got out of that horse and he went and embraced, and he comes to know that this man is a leper. So, my dear brothers and sisters, that was an occasion when he was really felt terrible, and then he really was converted toward the cause of the poor. He himself dedicated his life for working, but then he felt that whatever little money he had, he spent, and his parents would not allow him to use any house money for his particular social work. So he gave up, in a way, the whole family. He even sometimes, some people say that even he removed his pant and gave it to his father and say, "Take your property, I don't need your property." Then he went around working for the poor so much that few people who really saw him and dedicated with his work, then they also joined him. And then he came to know there are certain people, like a group of about 12 people, they would always work with him and follow his style. My dear brothers and sisters, he was changed. And he himself took that group to the Pope to make a group of laity as lay brothers who would work for the poor and also preach the gospel. So he himself started preaching. He also made that group and so strong in preaching that they went on preaching and they lived a very poor, simple lifestyle that attracted many young people at those times. And somehow the other, slowly many people joined them just trying to help the poor people. Because when he had heard at some point from God, as he was meditating and reflecting, he said, "Francis, go and repair my church." And he took it as word to word. And he felt that he had to go and repair a particular church that was under repair. So he started begging money, and he also started asking his friends to come and join and work together. But then soon he realized that what God wanted is not a physical church, but his living church. His living church of people who were suffering with pain and with all poverty. So he somehow the other was impressed by many other people, and it seems that he got around 5,000 men around him just in few years, that is in 1220. And somehow the other he felt that he could also work together with all these people. So first and foremost, he strengthened that group and he started working for the gospel and also for the poor. He was impressed so much that at the age of just 44, he saw some miraculous things happening on his own body. That means he saw 5 wounds of Jesus, and that was really making him strong but also making him weak physically. And so soon he died as a great saint. 2 years later, he was canonized as saint. My dear brothers and sisters, let us not forget that this man who really committed himself and dedicated his life for the cause of the poor and for the gospel really impressed the world, and they all followed him, and they all till today go to Assisi to visit his parish, his so called the grave where he was buried.